Yo, what is going on, guys? So we're back for another Grandmaster Solo. This one, number 3. So the first one was Doctor Doom, and it went very well. I was just really comfortable with Doctor Doom. His heavy attack, just being able to launch them pretty much whenever, was really useful for the fight. And then number 2, we had Mr. Sinister, who turned out to be an even better option than Doom, just for the sheer fact of his immunity to the inverted controls in the final phase. That's definitely the most difficult part about this fight. And not only is he immune to the reverse controls, but he can actually block the special ones, which someone in the comments pointed out, and I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that's actually super useful because the L1, it can just catch you at a bad time sometimes, which you'll see because I have some bloopers for you guys after we show off the one shot. Because this one took a couple attempts, and yeah, if only you could see my live reaction to when those bloopers were recorded, you would laugh because I was getting mad. You'll see. But yeah, so here we have one of, if not the fastest Grandmaster one-shots. The funny thing is I wasn't even really trying to go for a fast one. I was just, Captain Marvel just is fast. Of course, she's a rank 3, and the Furies in binary is really good damage-wise. And I wasn't even in binary for the entire fight. So I could have definitely gone a lot faster. And again, I wasn't even really trying for speed. So I don't know if she has like the fastest potential out of every champion, but she's definitely up there. She's definitely up there. A couple of things, what makes her so good for this fight is one, her heavy attack. Not only the damage output from it, but the spacing of it. You can literally just spam the heavy against the wall anytime aside from this first phase. So you can't do this first phase because he'll go unstoppable if you heavy against the wall. But for every other phase, you can literally just lock him in a heavy attack against the wall. It is nuts. And you know, the more heavy attacks that you do, you can stay in binary. It's possible to stay in binary for the entire fight, and I've done it on some of the attempts, but like I said, I don't think I do it on this one. But just look at those heavy attacks, man. 300,000 when they crit, 132,000 when they don't crit. And now watch this. So this is the in-between phase period, and literally we just keep him locked against the wall. Like, look how good this is. Those heavy attacks are just insane, man. I love her heavy attack. It's so good. And the next phase started, and boom, we're just keeping him blocked against the wall. I see the first challenge finally pop up, get an intercept, boom. Get that intercept, no problem. And yeah, man, it's going great. So this phase is the most difficult to keep the binary in, I find. Just because, you know, what I like to do in this phase is, you know, bait out as many specials as I can, but the more times baiting specials, the more my binary ignition falls off, so it's kind of hard to keep up. There is a way when the last challenge on the L1 is to get hit. You can, if you have the right time, you dash in and you don't connect, and there's time to launch a heavy attack, and I got it sometimes, but then sometimes I'd try for it and I'd get smacked, so it was just pretty unreliable, so I stopped kind of going for it. But I have one more challenge here, and I make it with 5 binary charges left, so that's good. I'm going to use these heavies because look how much damage they're doing for 1. But for 2, I'm just going to get my binary right back up to 25 for this next phase. And boom, the binary has been replenished, and we got a crap ton of damage in during that wounded phase. So everything is going really well. And you might be wondering how Captain Marvel is getting the damage over time challenge. Now, the damage over time challenge on the Grandmaster is unique because when you think damage over time, the first thing that registers, in my head at least, is like damage over time debuffs, like bleeds, poisons, that sort of thing. But on the Grandmaster here, it's any kind of damage over time. So like Magic's Limbo, Captain Marvel's energy damage with an armor break and being in binary, anything like that can work. Morningstar's L1, the numbers in red, all that counts as damage over time, which is really good because it just opens up the fight to much more options. So that's really great. And again, we have one more challenge left right here. I need to complete it. I'm like, wait, what challenge do I have here? Because I'm really close to running out of binary. I didn't think I was going to make it here. I think it's whiff and attack, so I whiff. Or is it whiff? or it might have been, yeah, it was whiff. Okay, but you see, I lost my binary. So if I didn't lose binary there, this fight could have been even faster. But I still managed to get him to the final phase with that wounded state, so that's good. So now we're in the final phase, but I don't have my binary. But that's okay. It's actually kind of turns out to be a good thing, which you'll see once we get towards the end of the fight here. So the third phase is by far the most difficult phase, just because of the where you have to what's it called? You get the inverted controls. It makes it so much more difficult than any other phase. Just the timing of when it gets inverted, and so that first challenge there was knock me down, and I actually took the path where I don't gain any power, because I was trying the sunspot path, where you can only get 3 tokens of blunder. That's the normal path that I've been using to get my solos on. But I was just having some trouble getting it done on that path with Captain Marvel. And again, once I show you the bloopers, you'll see why. But right here, we take an L2, but we had just enough binary that it pushed us into ignition, and we got the indestructible effect. So perfect timing on that. We're about to go inverted here, and everything's looking good. So we get through this first state, we're okay. We got a decent amount of health. We're doing some decent damage, and yeah, I was just so clutch with the L2, man. That was so clutch. Pushed us into binary. It's, wow, what a great mechanic. So right now we're inverted, just trying to manage the inverted. And right here, I get snapped out of it, and I get hit. It's like going in and out of it, it trips me up sometimes. Kind of sucked. A little bit of adrenaline healing does help as well, being a 6-star. That's really nice. Next challenge here is backdash 3 times. Or 5 times. We got 3 more to do it. There we go, get that challenge done. I love that one and standstill. They're so easy. I'm just hoping to not get knock me down. But like I said, I can get 5 tokens of blunder, so it doesn't really matter. I just kind of miss out on token of confidence if I don't do it. Or I can try to counter with a heavy attack, which you can do if you get the spacing right, but it's kind of difficult to do. So get backdash again, boom, perfect. He gets to an L1, he throws it right away. I love when he throws it. Man, there's sometimes when he doesn't throw it, and it's terrible. But yeah, everything is going really good at this point. She's going to do some intercepts right here till we get the final challenge, and we get well-timed blocks, so that's good. Get 2 parries off right there. Get the third one, boom, he's wounded again. Perfect. I want to try to kill him within this wounded phase, because then, you know, the fight's over, and boom, we do just enough damage to get him there. He's at 1%, I'm at 28%. I need to nail the first intercept. I'm just waiting for the opening, and boom, right here, I see it. Nail it, and then I'm just going to go for these backdrafts. 1, 2, 3, back off. 1, 2, 3, back off. 1, 2, 3, back off, and repeat. I get him against the wall, and everything's going good. I'm looking at the timer, and I'm just keep going for it, man. I just keep going for it till the end, and boom, we get it, man. He's wounded, gets that L3, the sweet, sweet solo. It's so satisfying to get the solo. This was by far, well, the first one was probably the most satisfying. This one was definitely second, just for the sheer amount of attempts that it took me. Like I said, I had to switch paths because I was just having trouble, and so now I'll show you guys some of the bloopers. So the first 2 bloopers are almost solos, like super close. So here we get him down to 1%. I'm looking better than on the one we got it. I have more health, and I get the first intercept, get another one. Everything's going. This looks like a perfect solo, right? And then I get intercepted. Oh no. And then here I go for another intercept. I get it perfectly, but I did a 4-hit combo. I was so pissed. I was so mad at myself. I had it there, but I did 4 hits instead of 3. I felt like such an idiot, man. I had that one. And then we had another one sort of similar to it, not quite as bad, but again, we get him down to the 1%. Our health's looking a little low, but you know, we're at that 1%, and he dashes back when I thought he'd dash forward, and another failed attempt. So those were the closest runs that I had, the 1% ones. And then here, this is what kept happening. you see my inverted controls is just about to trigger, so I'm kind of focused on that, and then he throws the L1, and then I get hit by it, and because I'm only allowed 3 tokens of blunder, he goes to the L3. And this happens quite a few times. Again, you see the inverted controls timer is just about to trigger, and I'm looking at that for when it's about to trigger, and then he throws the L1, and he goes to an L3 because he hits me with it. And again, it happened like 3 times, man. You see, like, my health's really good. We're in that final phase. We're looking great. And again, it kept happening. I'm pretty sure that was the last one, yeah. But, oh, man, I came, like I said, so many close times to soloing this fight. But once I switched paths, the path was a real pain to get through. It was the Mesmerize path. Man, that path sucks. The Ebony Mon there is a real pain. But once we got through the path, it made the Grandmaster fight so much easier. And yeah, I think I got it on like the first attempt after switching paths. So yeah, it felt really good to really get the solo. And yeah, it turned out to be really, really fast with Captain Marvel. Of course, she's in rank 3, and she's just really good for the fight, as you saw with those heavy attacks. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it. Drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed the one-shot or the bloopers. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more Grandmaster solos. This brings us to 3, and I got more coming. I can tell you that I already have 2 more one-shots done, which will be coming. So I guess I'm going to have to make a playlist. But yeah, and I'm not done yet. There's some more champs that I want to do it with. So yeah, be on the lookout, and turn on notifications if you want to be notified when those one-shots get uploaded. It's going to do it. Peace out.